I'd like to introduce our guest speaker, Orie Shafer.
We'll have to call this random thoughts. And we'll start with some terms that this may call for. A word, craft. What does that mean? Kind of ambiguous, isn't it? I mean, we call anything from beading to scrapbooking a craft. So when we say this is a craft show, it's not very clear at first. Craftsman, what does that mean? How do we use that? Anybody that works with their hands.
Made by hand.
It does well, it's a craftsman. So it doesn't help us a lot there. Artist. What is that? I mean, that's the most overused word I can think of. We say that to men and women that display in the biggest museums in the world. Artists. And we say that to a first grader who just finished their crayon drawing. Oh, that's beautiful. You're quite an artist. So all of these terms don't say much to us. And so I asked Michael Atwell what he was involved in hanging for the next show, and he said he was hanging a craft show. And I hesitate to say, but I wasn't impressed. A craft show. This county is craft crazy. And I admit, for just a little bit, I was very hesitant. And then Michael said, look, just come see the show. You gotta see the show. So I came over and I got schooled. I got schooled on what the show is really all about. And my perception, due to, I guess, my background, and all the definitions for craft and craftsman and artisan, changed my viewpoint. In 5 minutes, I decided they misnamed the show. It's not about craft. This is art. This is pure art. Now, granted, they use traditional materials, but very untraditional ways. And they're not producing products. I don't see this as product-oriented. I see this as original, one-of-a-kind, distinctive works of art, whether it be the clay, the wood, the glass, the metals, the fabrics. And I just was so full, I didn't know where to start with what I was seeing. And I guess what I started thinking about was, why is it that a large part of the population are absolutely thrilled to death with the ordinary? Why are they so happy to look at the predictable? What thrills them the most are the mass-produced. How do we change that? How do we change that perception? How do we raise that bar? Well, the answer is simple. The solution is a little harder. The answer is education, isn't it? We have to educate. But how do you implement that education? And I think this museum is doing a tremendous job of that. And they're evolving into a great educational system here, in my opinion. I mean, let's look at, Ken was just talking about Art Smart. What a wonderful program they have here for that. And the classes that they have here are phenomenal. Bringing in the local artists to teach what they know best. And the population of students is increasing, so they're fulfilling their charter as an educational facility of the arts. And that's how we're going to raise that perception, with shows just like this, getting people to those shows. The museum now is not satisfied with just local talent. They're reaching out regionally. They're reaching out nationally. And I think they should be commended for that. And I think a round of applause is in order for the institution here, the museum. As you look around tonight, I don't think you're going to see a piece of craft in this whole area. I don't. This is fine arts at its finest, and I thank you for your attention.